you've noticed something's not quite right with your child's learning. They're bright, they're curious, and they're very capable, but reading or writing just isn't clicking for them. They're not mixing up B's and D's, and they're not writing letters backwards. So you start to wonder, could it still be dyslexia? Well, the simple answer is yes, because what most people think of as the classic signs are actually the least reliable indicators of dyslexia. I'm Dickie Mountain from Dyslexia Unpuzzled here in Hawke's Bay, and my role is to support learners that struggle with traditional methods of learning and to teach us some tools and strategies to make their learning journey easier for them to understand. So, today I want to show you the real signs of dyslexia that parents and teachers often miss, and what they might look like at different ages of development. And I want to clear up some of the common myths that people think might be the indicators. So myth 1 is reversing letters means dyslexia. Many young children reverse letters when they're learning to write. It's completely normal up until about the age of 7 or 8. So if your 5-year-old writes their B's backwards, that's not dyslexia, that's just part of learning. Myth 2, dyslexic children never see words moving or blurry. Well, the truth is, we can't assume that every brain and every pair of eyes sees the same thing. Some dyslexic learners describe the words that blur, they shimmer, they jump or move and slide off and across the page. And that experience at that time is absolutely real to them. For others, the page looks clear, but their eyes and brain tire quickly from trying to keep the words still and make sense of them. Either way, it's absolutely exhausting work for them. Myth 3. They just need to try harder. If effort were the answer, most of these kids would already be fluent readers. Dyslexia isn't about trying harder. It's about how the brain processes written language. Once we understand that, we can teach and support them in a way that actually fits how their brain works best. So what dyslexia really looks like. Ages 5 to 8, they have difficulty with rhyming and they struggle to hear that cat and hat or more complex things rhyme, or they can't find a word that rhymes easily with dog. Trouble remembering sequences like days of the week, months of the year, counting to 20. One day they've got it and the next it's gone. Difficulty learning letter sounds or associating the letter sounds with the letter. They can see the letter M but can't always remember that it says M or even after lots of practice. Slow to speak or find the words. They know what they want to say, but the words don't come out easily for them. Family history of dyslexia. Dyslexia often runs in families. If you or your partner found reading, spelling or writing tough, that's quite an important clue. From the ages of 8 to about 14, reading just feels exhausting. They can read, but it takes huge effort, and even short passages leave them mentally drained. Avoiding reading at all costs. Suddenly they're hungry, they're tired, or they need the toilet. A clear sign of frustration or anxiety. Spelling the same word differently each time. Because might be B-E-C-U-Z, B-E-C-A-U-S or B-E-C-O-S-E, all in the same page or in the same paragraph. They have brilliant ideas, but they find it really hard to get them onto paper. They can tell you an absolutely fantastic story, but the written version is pretty short and it's full of spelling errors. Extreme fatigue after school. they're holding it together all day and working twice as hard to keep up, then they crash when they get home. So they're very strong in hands-on or creative areas. They often shine in art or building or drama or design, anywhere that they can show what they know. Signs that are often overlooked by parents or teachers: reading without comprehension. So they're able to say the words or even decode the words, but they can't tell you what they just read. Perhaps they rely on pictures or just guessing. They use the first letter or an image as a clue. When the pictures disappear, well, so does their confidence. They have slow processing speed. Following multi-step instructions takes longer, not because they're inattentive, but because their brain needs more time to translate that sound in action, and the brain can only cope with short instructions at once. They have difficulty copying from the board. Looking up and down repeatedly causes errors and fatigue. Often there's clever masking strategies. They become the helper, the entertainer, or the memorizer, doing whatever it takes to hide the things that are hard for them. Some of the physical symptoms that you might see are headaches during reading, sore eyes, or stomach aches before school, not wanting to eat. These are genuinely stress responses, not excuses. So what does all this actually mean? Dyslexia isn't about intelligence. It's about a learning difference. Many of the most creative, big picture thinkers that I work with are dyslexic. They think out of the box. They have such interesting ideas. And when we understand how their brain processes written language, we can give them tools and strategies that make their learning feel calm, clear, and achievable. The earlier we recognise these real signs, the sooner we can support a learner in a way that restores their confidence and their joy in learning. Working with their brains and the way their brains learn is pretty powerful. If you recognise some of these signs, I'd love to help you take the next step. So join me for my free online masterclass coming up this week. Surprisingly simple strategies to help struggling learners. It's Wednesday, 29th of October, 7:00 p.m. New Zealand time, online. There's only a few spots left, and all you have to do to register is click the link below in the comments. If you found this video helped you or was helpful for you or someone you know, please like and subscribe. The more parents who understand the real signs of dyslexia, the fewer children will spend years thinking that they can't learn.